Yo, so be real with me here. How many of you actually remembered that Moondragon was a champion in this game before you clicked on this video? She was actually added to the basic 7-star pool recently, so I figured now was the perfect time to make a video on her. But man, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. I've had a rank 2 Moondragon for like 6 months or something crazy. I just never got around to making the video. But we're on the beta today. I took her to rank 3 200. We're going to be trying her out in some battleground fights, seeing how she does. Long story short, she's not really underrated, but she can do some cool stuff. I feel like she's so close to being a good champion. There's just nothing Moondragon does better than any other champion is the problem. She's got some really nice damage, but you have to work hard for that damage, and that damage isn't good enough to warrant the amount of AI cooperation needed. I'll tell you how Moondragon works now. So Moondragon gains charges. You can gain charges by landing the first medium or the first light into your opponent's block. If you intercept your opponent, each hit of your 5-hit combo will also give you a charge. Using your special one will give you charges. If you let the full animation play out, it will give you 9 charges. Once you get to 20 charges, you will purify all debuffs on you and enter into your damage phase. Whenever you would gain a charge in your damage phase, you instead inflict a energy vulnerability, which of course is going to make Moondragon hit harder and harder. The max stack is 25, but you're not going to reach 25 in a Battlegrounds match. That's way overkill. They're gonna die long before you get 25 vulnerabilities on them. So we're fighting this bullseye here. When we enter into our damage phase, we counter evade. It's called Transcendence, the damage phase, but I'm going to butcher that pronunciation, so I'm just calling it the damage phase. But yeah, once we enter it, we counter evade, like straight up. No one can evade Moondragon once she's in her damage phase. But it's getting to that damage phase, which is a bit of a problem because her ramp up, it's kind of AI reliant. You can ramp her up fast if you're able to intercept, but we all know what AI is like nowadays. Most of the time it doesn't want to play into you, so using a champion that relies on intercepts to finish fights fast is not great when there are other champions that can finish fights just as fast or even faster, that don't need to rely on intercepts or that have a safety net when they intercept, like Spider-Punk for example. And you might be saying, oh well, you can ramp her up through hitting your opponent's block like I mentioned. Well yeah, you can, but that's slow, and if you're doing that, you're not going to win many battleground matches because yeah, you're going to be finishing fights very slow. Moondragon is actually immune to reverse controls, so she's a pretty decent counter for Onslaught, especially if you mess up Onslaught special 2. You know, the inverted controls is going to help you there. Against aggressive opponents, Moondragon feels great, so against like Terrax, Weapon X, opponents with aggressive AI that it's really easy to get intercepts out of, yeah, they're great defenders to use Moondragon against. You can gain charges through using your special one as well, I mentioned that, but again that slows down the match, and at that point you're kind of better off just using other champions. Moondragon definitely does have the damage though. Her special 2s do be slapping. 33-second fight, but that's the most ideal matchup you'll get for Moondragon is Terrax. She really doesn't have that much utility. Her main utility is just being able to counter evade, where you know there's plenty of other options to counter evade. She does reduce the potency of bleed, poison, degeneration and power sting, but it's only by 30%. Now this does gain an additional 50% when you enter into the damage phase, Transcendency. I told you I was going to butcher that pronunciation, but yeah, she will gain an extra 50%, so she will get a total of 80% resistance to bleed, poison, degeneration and power sting, which is pretty good, but you need to ramp all the way up to get to the state where you know you can actually handle something like hazard shift. So yeah, she's not going to be great for that. But if you get good AI, if you're really good at intercepting, she can be a good champion. She can definitely finish battleground fights fast, but it's not like she's the most versatile champion in the game. Do I think she's worth ranking up? Not really. Like, she's cool. Her playstyle is different. I wouldn't even call it fun, to be honest. Honestly, she needs like a little tune up. She's missing something. She needs a extra piece of utility. She's got the damage. You can leave her damage alone. Maybe make her ramp up a bit easier. I'm thinking how to make her ramp up easier without making it, too easy, because I'm fine with having skill based champions, but it's just Moondragon isn't worth the risky playstyle, because she really doesn't have that much utility, and while she does have good damage, there are other champions with better damage that have more utility. So yeah, she's really just not worth using is the problem. I'm not calling her bad though, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's a bad champion. It's just there's zero reason to rank her up in the current game, and I can't think of a scenario ever where Moondragon will be the best option for something, or one of the best options for something. She should honestly be pretty good for the current Gladiator Circuit meta, which is Safeguard and Mixmaster, because she has that burst damage on the special 2 on her basic attacks, and she counters evade, so she should actually cook this season in Battlegrounds. So if you want to rank up Moondragon, now is the best time to do it. But even at that, she won't be the very best for Safeguard. She does have that burst damage, but a lot of her damage still comes from basic attacks and hits on her special attacks. She's a cool champ, but she just needs something more. She needs like a little tune up, just like that extra piece of utility to push her over the edge to being a relevant champion. But last fight of the video is this whole Chantress here, because why not? Moondragon pretty good against Mystic champions, because she doesn't rely on any buffs. But Enchantress, honestly, probably not the best matchup for Moondragon, because you have to worry about intercepting, hitting the opponent's block, and doing that whilst playing around Enchantress abilities. Kind of peak, but that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know your opinion on Moondragon. Do you think she's underrated? Do you think she sucks? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video.